here in Mexico City now. This is the Roma neighborhood. It's kind of like the hipster, slightly upscale place. I'm not really sure, but it's where a lot of the digital nomads stay. So I'm checking it out, and this is actually my first full day here. I arrived yesterday from Cancun. I flew in, and now getting a little breakfast at the local cafe. So should be cool. I think today for this video we're just gonna roam around, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of the neighborhood. I ordered divorced eggs, which is generally like sunny side eggs. So you got 2 of them, and then it's red sauce and green sauce on the plate, and with a chorizo, which is like a popular Mexican kind of like semi-spicy sausage. I did a Mexican breakfast video earlier, so if you guys want to watch that, it kind of breaks down a whole bunch of cool options actually. What's actually cool about this place is that you get, you know, with your main breakfast item, they actually give you juice or fruit, and then like a coffee as well. So like this is a pretty good looking granola fruit bowl, and then I got a juice. So this part of Mexico City for sure, it's not exactly cheap. It's like each breakfast combination is like $6 to $7. So while it is, you know, cheaper than the US, of course, but it's like really not by much. But I feel like for the price you actually get a little more. So it depends how you look at it, right? But when a lot of like nomads and travelers talk about Mexico, or you know, Mexico City or Playa del Carmen, it's not like Thailand cheap, you know, so you have to be prepared. Breakfast is here, and interesting point, they gave bread with it. When I was in Playa del Carmen, like in the Yucatan, it was corn or corn tortillas with everything. So I feel like Mexico City has a bit more like European influence, it seems, just from what I've seen so far. Like there's a lot more bread, a lot more, you know, that kind of thing. So it's an interesting mix so far. So let's see what we can get into. So I ordered this with chorizo. That's really good. I really like the red sauce here. It's definitely a slightly different style than what I've been having in Playa del Carmen. Alright, just got done with breakfast. I'm just gonna cruise around and see what's up with Roma. So right now we're actually in between Roma North and South. So Roma North is that way, South is this way, and La Condesa is over there. So it's kind of like the perfect location to be exploring the area. The taco truck dudes are pretty funny. I think that's actually a pretty good introduction, you know? Some good vibes. Some of that cool European architecture. So there's still like remnants of like these old buildings. They seem mostly abandoned, but I guess if someone wants to fix it up, they'd be pretty glorious. When I first started traveling, I went to South America, like Chile, Argentina, and Uruguay, and they had a lot of like things like this too. There was like whole neighborhoods that were just, you know, these like 100-plus-year-old buildings that, you know, were just left abandoned, and then people started buying them and like fixing them up, and it kind of, you know, it gave a really cool vibe. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen in this area too over time, because I think the story goes is that Roma used to be like a really upscale area, and then after the big Mexico earthquake, it kind of took a downturn, and then now it's on its way back up. So we found the Japanese market. Let's go see what's up. Like this one? There's roasted green tea. I wanted to snag some green tea because the mornings are cold here, like 10 to 12 degrees Celsius. So it's good to have a little tea. Mission accomplished for that. I get it. There's definitely like a gentrifying vibe going on in Roma. You can see the old mixed with the new, and it's interesting so far. So now we're walking over from Roma to La Condesa, and you can definitely see there's a pretty big vibe change. Definitely a bit nicer. I think Roma is kind of that gentrifying spot, and then La Condesa seems to have already happened. You got a Starbucks right here, and then a Gongcha, which is kind of funny. So there's like a ton of Asian stuff here, which is like really interesting. I'm definitely really actually surprised by Mexico City and Roma in particular, because yeah, it seems quite international. But the prices are definitely higher here. Actually, it's a nice little park over there. I think I want to go over there. This is a ridiculously massive park. I mean, I can't even see the end of it, but it looks fairly active and crowded, so it should be okay to walk through it. Yeah, I'm always wary of parks. Well, according to Google, this is Parque Mexico. Police are patrolling on ATVs. So you got to be a little careful of police in Latin America. It can go either way for you as a visitor, or so I've heard from the stories. So far so good with the first impressions, I would have to say. I mean, we're pretty close to this park, this area. It's pretty nice. So right now we're in search of it. I guess it's like a dessert shop, but they have churros, which is like a Mexican donut kind of, and then hot chocolate. So that's what we're looking for now. We got a hot chocolate. This is Mexican style, what they say. Smells pretty nice. And then also we ordered these giant churros with sugar and cinnamon. So yeah, I think this place has been around since 1953, which is pretty impressive. These bad boys, they're pretty big. I think one is sugar and then one is cinnamon and sugar. This hot chocolate is wonderful. It's like so good. Let's see if these are better than Disneyland. They're definitely better than Disneyland. They're really hot. They have like a nice crunch. Alright, that place, super recommended. Totally recommended. Seemed like a pretty productive morning, actually. Gotta check out the neighborhood, kind of get my bearings, you know. Alright, so I went back to the apartment for a bit, recharged, and now we're roaming. There's like a little traditional market up here that we wanted to check out in Roma. It's not the Mercado de Roma. It's just like a, it looks traditional on Google anyway, so we're gonna check that out. It's the afternoon now. Yeah, I don't know if our bodies are like 100% used to the altitude yet, because we came from the beach, and Mexico City's 2,200 meters, so like 7,000 feet. So it's like we like immediately came up to the mountain. So if we walk upstairs, we get super tired. So like Roma is interesting because like there's a lot of people walking around here, more than any other neighborhood, well, that we've seen so far. So I think that's pretty interesting. Maybe because it's just very walkable. is like seriously a locals market, so it should be interesting. Yeah, looks like they got everything here. Clothing. I think the food section's up here. Which is what we're into, of course. We learned those are actually for Christmas here. It's like a Christmas piñata. Cool, that was a pretty interesting experience. I did the market experience when I was in Santiago, Chile, like 5-6 years ago at this point, but it's been a long time. My broken Spanish worked out kind of. So this place is called Mercado Medellin. Pretty close to where we live, so I think we'll be coming back here. The little ladies at the produce section were really cool, and I don't think we got overcharged. It seemed pretty like legit. It was cheaper than like a grocery store, so it was pretty nice. I think we're gonna head back to the apartment now, but thanks for joining us on our little walking tour of Roma. This is actually our first day, so it's kind of cool to get a little bit of a sense of the city, you know. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.